This video is sponsored by Videolancer. The great thing about Instagram stories is that you can get really creative and post different kinds of content. Stories allow you to enhance your content with colors, stickers, text, filters, from photos to short video clips and boomerangs. You can literally create all kinds of content and repurpose it all for later time. It's like promoting and marketing your brand or company in real time. So today I am going to show you guys how to create classic Instagram story design and animation to promote or showcase your business or company in a very interesting way. I am Nikhil from Dope Motions, and without any further ado, let's get started.
Are you familiar with these video transitions? Certainly you are. Nowadays, they are the most popular transitions on YouTube. Videolancer motion designer who developed them have created more than 3,000 of such handy seamless transitions for After Effects as well as for Premiere Pro. Try them now. Free versions are available for all subscribers of Videolancer channel. Links for downloading in the description.
Alright, so here we are in After Effects. Let's start by creating a new composition. I'll keep this 1080 into 1920 because we will be using the Instagram story size. So 1080 into 1920, 30 FPS and 20 seconds should be good. Let's rename this to main comp, as this is going to be our main composition. Hit OK. Then I'm going to create composition which will be our media placeholders, where we can drag any image or videos that you want to use as a story. So I'm going to call this media underscore 01 and hit OK. Then I have some images that I got from the unsplash.com. I'll provide the link down in the description. They provide free photos to use in your projects for personal as well as commercial use, so you can check them out if you want to. Really great quality images. I use them regularly in my templates and commercial work as well. So very nice image. You can of course go with any image that you want. Then let's drag and drop that image into our main composition. Then select the rectangle tool and make sure the fill is set to a particular color. Maybe it can be a white color. I'm just going to double click on the rectangle tool. So it's going to create a shape just like that. I'm going to go into the rectangle 1, transform rectangle 1 and skew this up by around 22. Just like so. And let's create a pretty simple animation. So I'll move the time indicator to 2 seconds. Select layer, and first of all let's hit enter and rename this layer to shape underscore 01. There we go. Let's hit P to bring down the position properties, create a keyframe, go back to 0 frame and drag this out holding shift just like so. So now we have a pretty simple animation. Now let's change the track matte of the media comp to alpha matte. Now if you don't see this track matte option, you can hit F4 on the keyboard and that should make it happen. So now we have this very nice and simple animation. Let's add a simple zoom animation to our image. So I'm going to select the media comp, hit S to bring down the scale properties, create a keyframe, go all the way up to 20 seconds, or let's actually go to 6 seconds, not 20 seconds. And scale this up to around 115%. So now we have a pretty simple zoom animation just like so. Now I'll select the shape layer, hit Ctrl D to duplicate it, make sure the time indicator is at 2 seconds, and let's turn that on, and I'll move this to somewhere around there. Also bring that below our media comp. So now we have something like this. Very nice and simple animation. Maybe I can go to 2 seconds and drag this a bit in just like so. So now we have something like that. Let's select it, hit Ctrl D to duplicate it. So we have shape 3, put this below and make sure again the time indicator is at 2 seconds. And then holding shift, I'll drag this out just like so. So now we have this kind of look. Now at the present, we have a very linear keyframe, so I'm going to select everything and hit U so we can see just the keyframes. We don't need the keyframes of the scaling property of this media, so I'm going to hide that. I'm going to select the rest of the keyframes and hit F9 to easy ease those keyframes. Go into the graph editor. Now, if your graph editor is not looking like this, then make sure to right click and select edit speed graph. And then I'm going to select this handle and drag it to the left by holding shift, and same with this one as well, a bit just like so. So now we have a much interesting and smooth animation, as you can see. Very, very nice. Now I think this shape is a bit bigger, so I'll just select it. Now I think it looks pretty good. Now one thing that I want to do is I want to select the shape layer, that is our track mat, and move it a bit to the right because I want more space in this section. So I'm going to move this one as well, just like so. So now we have something like that. Let's give some nice colors to our white layer. So I'm going to select the shape layer and I'm using the FX console script from Video Copilot. It is an absolutely free script, so you can download it. I'll provide the link down in the description. But if you don't have the script, you can select the layer, go into effects and a preset. Actually go into Windows and then you can click on the effects and preset tab and you should get this effects and preset, and then you can go ahead and type in gradient ramp. So I'm type in ramp, but this is a a long process, so I will highly recommend you guys to go ahead and download the free FX console script. Using that, you can just hit space and control and space to launch up, and then you can type in the desired effect, and then you can use it by just clicking on that effect or hitting enter on the keyboard. So it's pretty simple to use. Now, if you guys want, I can create a complete review video or how to use video on FX console script, but I think Andrew Kramer already has a very good video on how to use that. So yeah, I definitely recommend you guys to go ahead and check it out. So I'll move this points just at the place that I want, something like that. Then I can add any color that I want. So I'm going to add some of my favorite colors, that is a blue and maybe a purplish color. That looks really nice and corporate feel to it. Then select the gradient ramp, so hit Control C, paste it on the shape layer too, so Control V. So we have the same colors. This time again I need to move the handles of the gradient ramp or the points of the gradients ramp, whatever you can call it, just like so. So now the animation is looking much more colorful and nice. Let's really quickly add some reflection on our image. So I'm going to select the shape layer. So let's select the shape layer 3, hit Control D. I'll call this REF for reflection. Put this onto the top. Hit U so we can see the keyframes. Let's bring the time indicator at 2 seconds and drag this holding shift just right over here. Then I can delete the gradient ramp, go into the fill, and let's set this to a nice gradient fill, and then I can select this point and drag it to any place that I want. So I'm going to drag it just like so. And if you don't have the particular color selected, you can go into its properties, that is contents, rectangle 1, gradient fill, and you can go in edit gradient. Then you can select this color, make sure the opacity is set to 0. Select this one and set the opacity to 100 and make sure it is set to white. Hit OK, and I think it's looking pretty great. I can select it actually and move it a bit far. Maybe I want it to be very, very subtle. Just like that. Maybe I'll bring down the intensity to around 50%. Yep, very nice and subtle. You can see we have this nice reflection. Then I can add a transform effect on this and then animate the position as well. So I'll go to 2 seconds, or maybe let's go to 1 second. Create a keyframe on the position, go all the way up to 20 seconds and move it to the left just like that. So we have constant movement of our reflection, but I think it's a bit too slow. So I'll select this and hit U so we can see the keyframes. Bring this closer to around 15 seconds because the story is going to be 15 seconds long. So I'll keep it just 15 seconds. And that is looking pretty great. I'll move this a bit. So now you can see we have slight movement into our reflection. Now it's a bit too slow, so I'll increase the position a bit, just like that. And yeah, there we have it, looking nice and simple, looking great. Now what I can do is I can go ahead and add some text to our story. So let's create a new composition, call this maybe text underscore o1, hit OK. Hit Control K on the keyboard to change the comp settings. So for the width, I'll leave it at 1080, and for the height, I'll go with maybe something like 300. Should be good, and yeah, that looks good to me. Hit OK, and then you can of course type in any text that you want. So I'm typing just as the example, that is modern. And by the way, I'm using the Nexa black font. You can use any font that you like. Let's align this into the center. Okay, let's increase the size a bit and set this really nice and close and align it into the center. Okay, pretty great. Let's give a little bit of nice animation to our text. So I'm going to go into text property, go into animate and add a position, then bring down the position just like so. Go into the range selector, and now we can animate it using the offset. So I'll set this to, I guess, 0. Create a keyframe, go to 2 seconds and set this to 100. So right now we have a pretty simple animation. Now let's make it look more interesting. So I'll go into the advanced properties and change the shape from square to ramp up. Now this is gonna mess up our animation a bit. So now I can go at the very beginning and bring down the offset to all the way up to -100. So now we have this animation, but it's still not that great. Also, I think I'll move it to around 1 second, because two seconds is a bit too slow. So yep, that looks good. For the easy low, I'll increase this, or maybe bring this down. Let's see how it looks. That looks pretty cool though. Also add some easy high to this, or maybe let's set the easy low to 100 and easy high to 0. Yep, that looks much better, I think. Yep, very nice. There we have a nice simple text animation. Let's add a background. So hit Control Y to create a new solid, make comp size and hit OK. Bring this below, and then I can go to maybe 1 second. Hit P to bring down the position properties, create a keyframe, go back and drag this out of the frame. Select the keyframes, hit F9, go into the graph editor, and the same exact thing that we did. Select the point, drag the handle to the left, drag this one to the left as well. So now we have this nice animation. But now I think I'm going to select the keyframe of this and drag it a bit. So maybe 1 second, 20 frames. Now we have something like that, and you can see the text starts to come up before the solid comes into the frame. So what I can do is select the solid, hit Control D to duplicate it, bring this on the top of our text and change this to alpha matte. So now it cuts the text, and now we have this very nice look. Pretty cool. So there we have our first text ready to roll. Let's select it and hit Control D to duplicate it. Go into this one. I'll change the text to modern business. So now we have our second title ready. Very nice. Let's select it, hit Control D, go into third one, and this time what I can do is select it actually and increase the kerning a bit. Also type in something like a presentation. Hit Control K on the keyboard and increase the width just like so. Let's see. Nope, we still want to make it really nice and big. So I'll hit Control K again and increase this even more. Maybe let's go with 2300. I think that should work. Yep, there we go. Now you can see the solids is not the same size. So what we can do is select the solid, go into layer, solid settings and make it comp size and hit new. Select it, go into layer, solid settings, make comp size, hit new. Now I'll select all the layers, hit U so we can see just the keyframes. I'll go to 1 second and this is looking pretty good. Go at the very beginning, select both the solids and drag them out holding shift just like so. So now we have something like this. Pretty simple. Let's go into the main composition and drag all the 3 text composition on the top. Hit S to bring down the scale properties. I'll scale this down really small, maybe something like 60. And then I can place it into the position that I want. I want to place it somewhere on there. Place this one somewhere around there. And select the third one. Place it here. Hit S. Make this really small and nice, just like so. So we have this very simple animation. Let's actually drag the composition of our text back in time. So we have something like that. Now we can displace them a bit. So something like that should look good. You can see, pretty cool. Now to make it look even more interesting, I can go into text 2 and change the colors a bit. So I'll select the solid and add a fill on that, making it white. And for the text, I'll keep it black. So now you can see we have much more interesting look. Very nice. Also on the top, I'm going to add a number right over here. I'll add 01. Keep it white and make it small. Just like so. And let's give it a simple animation. So I'll go to 1 second, select the layer, hit P to bring down the position, create a keyframe, go back, bring that out, select it and hit F9, graph editor, and the same exact thing. Then I'll drag it out just like so. So now we have something like that. Pretty cool. Now let's say I want to add more images to my stories. So it's pretty simple to do. What I'll do is I'll go to 5 seconds, around 5 seconds, select the media one and the shape one layer, hit Ctrl D to duplicate it, drag this at 5 seconds, then replace the media one with media 2. So I'll select the media one, hit Ctrl D to create media 2, and then hold Alt and drag it on the top. So it's going to replace it with media 2. I can go into media 2 and change it to any different image that I want. So I'll select this image 2, hit S and scale that up so it fits the comp, drag it just like so. There we go. So now we have a very simple animation. So let's create a new adjustment layer really quick on the top, actually call this CC. I'm gonna add some glow to this, make it look really nice and poppy. I'll make it all the way up to 100, increase the glow radius and bring down the glow intensity to 0.5. There we go. Now you can see it looks more pop up and nice, maybe even more. So like 0.5 looks good actually. Also I can add some sharpen to this. So I'll select it and hit 20% of sharpening. So now you can see looking very nice. And if I want to add more images, it's the same exact process. Select the shape, the media 2 and the shape 4, hit Ctrl D, drag it to, let's say, maybe 10 seconds. Create the media 2, hit Ctrl D to duplicate it, create media 3, go into media 3, delete the image and replace it with another image. Let me scale that down a bit. Go into main comp and replace the media 2 with media 3 by holding Alt and dragging and dropping it. And there we have it. Really simple and easy to do. Now, if you want to add some background elements, what you can do is you can go into maybe the text one, select the text, hit Ctrl C, paste it out in the frame just like so. Maybe increase the size a bit, place it somewhere around there maybe, and then change the blending mode to soft light. Select the shape that we have, that is the shape 3, hit Ctrl D to duplicate it, pull this up change the blending mode to alpha matte. So now we have this very interesting element in the background, you can see, but we need to adjust the position. So I'll hit U so we can see the keyframes go right over here of the shape layer, actually not the text. So I'll go to 2 seconds and I'll keep this right over here just like that. And then let's add some really simple position animation to this. So what I can do is select it and hit P to bring down the position, create a keyframe, go all the way up and drag it. So just, we have some nice background elements to play around with. Maybe I'll bring down the opacity a bit. Looks very cool. Also, you can switch it to strokes, so you can just see the strokes of the text, which looks really cool, I think. So now you can see we have our very nice looking animation, which looks very professional, very useful for posted on your Instagram stories. And from Instagram stories, make sure to follow me on Instagram at dope.motions. I am super active on Instagram, posting almost every single week some amazing content about my behind the scenes, some amazing projects that I'm working on. So yeah, it's pretty fun Instagram profile to visit, so make sure to check it out. So yeah, that is a wrap for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, then make sure to subscribe, comment and like. Also do let me know in the comment section below about what topic that you want me to create the next tutorial on. If many people request the same topic, then maybe I'll create a tutorial dedicated on that. Also, you can give some tutorial ideas as well. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty fun. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to stay raw, stay creative.